Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. Today, the case being called the first federal investigation of its kind. Plus, who's heading to the World Series and a new type of Uber service. Those stories and many more in less than 10 minutes. I'm Erica Mandy. Today is Friday, October 19th. You ready? Let's do this. It's nicknamed Davos in the Desert, a financial conference in Saudi Arabia set for next week. Already, many U.S. businesses backed out from going, and now the Trump administration is not going either. The Hill reports U.S. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin just canceled his plans to be there. It's sort of a signal that the Trump administration is taking the disappearance of a prominent journalist seriously. Remember, there's been global outcry about Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi. He was a contributor to The Washington Post and was living in the U.S., but he's been missing since he went into a Saudi consulate earlier this month. Many think Saudi officials are behind the murder. The Saudi government still says not true. Well, President Trump now acknowledges that Khashoggi is likely dead, but he still says he's waiting on the results of 3 different investigations. This is not over yet. Some are calling it long overdue. The U.S. Justice Department is now looking into alleged sex abuse by Catholic priests throughout Pennsylvania, and it's believed to be the first major federal investigation into sex abuse by priests in the U.S. Why now? Well, remember, it was just 2 months ago when a Pennsylvania grand jury report found there is evidence that a few hundred priests had abused more than 1,000 children across the state, and that it's been going on since 1947. Pennsylvania church officials say they've received subpoenas and they are fully cooperating, that they hope to help end abuse of minors everywhere. Things have not been going well for USA Gymnastics. Now the former CEO of the team is facing criminal charges. Yahoo Sports says Steve Penny was arrested this week. He's accused of destroying documents in the case against the former team doctor Larry Nassar. Nassar is serving a life sentence for sexually assaulting the young gymnast. That arrest, by the way, came just one day after the organization's latest interim president, Mary Bono, resigned over a social media post. She's now the second USA Gymnastics president gone in just 2 months. Well, it's a great week for the Boston Red Sox. The team is officially heading to the World Series. They won Game 5 of the American League Championship Series last night, but who will they face in the World Series? That depends. The LA Dodgers just need one more win tonight. Otherwise, Saturday's game against the Milwaukee Brewers will determine the final 2 teams. By the way, Axios and Sports Internet report yesterday was only the 18th time in history that the 4 major sports leagues all had action on the same day. NFL, NHL, NBA, and MLB, plus Major League Soccer and college football. So it was definitely a busy sports day. Speaking of sports history, boxing champ Canelo Alvarez signed what is the highest-paying athlete contract ever. CNBC reports his $365 million deal is for 5 years and 11 fights with the sports streaming service DAZN. DAZN seems to be the new home of boxing since HBO said last month it's getting out of the boxing business. There are several more stories to talk about, but let's take a quick break to thank our sponsor this week, Swap.com. Swap.com is the world's largest online consignment and thrift store, so whether you're looking to find the latest fashions or just pick up some goods for your Halloween costume, yes, that's coming up, no need to go searching through racks and racks at resale shops. Instead, check out Swap.com and find what you need with convenience. You save up to 90% off retail price on women's, men's, athletic, and kids' clothing, even toys and shoes. Plus, you'll find your favorite brands like Lululemon, Carter's, Nike, J.Crew, and Gap. Swap.com sells gently used, quality hand-inspected items and adds new items daily. And if something doesn't fit, there are hassle-free returns within 30 days. You can get 35% off select items for your first order by going to Swap.com and using the promo code Newsworthy. Again, that's Swap.com. Use the promo code Newsworthy or check out new deals listed on the homepage every day. Now, back to the news. Uber is testing a whole new service that has nothing to do with transportation. It's apparently called Uber Works. CNBC reports it's an on-demand staffing service for things like events and corporate functions, sort of like a temp agency, but in an app. It's targeted for workers who are not already Uber drivers. Reports say Uber is testing Uber Works in Chicago right now, so we'll see if this is a minor detour or a whole new path for the company. Apple has more to reveal right before the holidays. The company just announced another event this year set for October 30th, this time in Brooklyn, New York. The Verge reports we can expect to see new iPad Pro tablets and possibly updates to the Mac lineup, and CNN says there could even be second-generation AirPods, so stay tuned. There's apparently a new way to try and get people to register to vote. Clickbait. You know, when it seems like a juicy headline, but once you click, you realize it's not really true. Well, a verified Twitter account for Elle magazine got in on the trend and falsely tweeted that Kim and Kanye are splitting up. But the link actually sent you to a website to register to vote. Some thought it was clever, others not so much. There was plenty of backlash. Get ready for another record-breaking movie. The direct sequel to the 1978 classic horror film Halloween debuts today. Yep, 40 years after the original. The Hollywood Reporter says it'll likely see the best numbers at the box office for a debut around Halloween. The sequel has original stars in it, like Jamie Lee Curtis. The popular show The Nanny could have a comeback. And get this, Cardi B could be involved. Extra talked to the original star, Fran Drescher, who says she is in talks with Cardi B's representation to make it happen. Cardi B is now a rapper, but she actually started in reality TV. So this could be a return to the small screen. And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. As always, if you want to read more about any of the stories mentioned, I list all the sources and story links for you in today's show notes. Just head on over to thenewsworthy.com, click episodes, and look for today's date. The Newsworthy is ready for you every weekday by 4 in the morning, so I'll be back with more news on Monday. Have a great weekend.